YouTube, what's good? XhiaGaming here, and welcome back to the Game Lounge podcast for July 2018. We got a pretty slow month this month, but we're going to go through the news anyway. We're back, and we're on SoundCloud, we're on Stitcher, TuneIn. Where else are we? iTunes. Or we can keep it locked right here on YouTube. I mean, that's the best place to watch it. Cause
just go to SoundCloud.
Good for... Yeah, whatever you're feeling, you can listen to us anywhere.
When we get that Spotify,
we're working on it. Rolling with me today are my co-host Jordan and Braden. Can I get your opening statement, Braden?
I'll start listening when we're on Spotify.
Oh, well, I guess you won't be listening for a long time then.
Okay.
Jordy?
Yeah, welcome back, our Stitcher fans. How y'all doing? What's bracking?
I honestly haven't checked to see the comments on there. We could be popping off.
I don't know about that. I don't think anyone's popping off on Stitcher.
I tell you what, I've been checking my Twitter comments because I got that clout now.
Y'all need to shut your mouth and let's move on.
My actual opening statement is that if you are a talented graphic designer, videographer, we're looking for a intro for the Game Lounge podcast. So if you're looking to do some work for us, we will pay you in exposure. No, I'm kidding you. Kidding. We'll actually slide into my DMs on Insta, Alex Snaps.
We will pay? Why am I not sliding into your DMs?
Paid, yes. Paid work.
Wow.
You'll have a brief and everything. It's amazing. Like a real client.
Like real beef.
Yeah.
Huh.
Absolutely.
We have money for this show?
I guess so.
What do you mean you guess so? Who's our accountant?
Me, I'm budget.
Me, I'm the accountant, and Alex is the wallet.
What?
Okay.
Jesus.
Understandable.
We going broke, fam. Alright, so got a couple of game releases for the month of July. We've got Jurassic World Evolution now out in physical copies.
Damn.
Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, back again. I thought that company got shut down. Mushroom Wars 2, Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr, Shining Resonance Refrain, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Earthfall, Octopath Traveler, Adventure Time Pirates of Enchiridion. Yeah, sure. Sonic Mania Plus, Mega Man X Collection 1 and 2, No Man's Sky for the Xbox One, The Banner Saga 3, Chasm, Code of Princess X. X is dead.
I only just found out about the Banner Saga thing like 2 days ago. I'm like, wait, I didn't even know this. I'm interested. I hadn't finished 1 or 2, but I played them both for a good 10 hours.
Well, that's pretty good. It's not bad. What are we all hyped for on that list? I can tell you that there's nothing on that list that I'm hyped for.
Mushroom Wars 2, baby.
Mushroom Wars 2.
Have you looked it up? Great game.
I guess
I did not hear of Mushroom Wars 1.
I guess the only thing I'm remotely interested in is the Warhammer one, because it's like a Diablo-like. And I like Diablo-likes, but other than that,
why don't you just wait like a month and then Blizzard will announce Diablo 4?
Because that won't happen. We'll get another trading card game, but it'll be set in Diablo this time. Thank you.
Come on, let's not do that.
Well, let's not, but let's watch it happen.
Right. And No Man's Sky for the Xbox One. Right after we ripped into it last podcast for how shit it was for the PlayStation, it's been ported over. Probably
I didn't even know it wasn't on it. I didn't even know it wasn't on.
That
just
sells
exclusive.
That just sells a couple of tens of copies.
Yeah, it was for PlayStation and PC.
Someone's gonna get it and be like, "Oh, wait, I heard good things about this right when it came out."
Yeah.
I mean, they've been trying to Ubisoft it though. They've been trying to pull it back from the dead.
Yeah.
Trying. I'm not sure how that's going, but
I've heard no updates as to what's going on with what's the medieval game? I always forget it.
For Honor.
That's the one.
5 Honor?
Yeah. Haven't heard anything. But yeah, Jurassic World Evolution. Still haven't picked up the digital copy. I
Isn't
cancelled my
that
pre-order.
one game you really wanted?
It is one game I really wanted, but
Then why did you cancel the pre-order?
because I thought it would be like $30, and then they stitched me with a $60 pre-order. I ain't about that mess.
Dude, got you good.
They did get me good. They did get me good. But I will be picking it up when it's on sale. It'll be around for a while.
Indeed.
I've seen a lot of ads for it though around Sydney, so I mean maybe it's not doing too well. So, Braden, what have we been playing? What have you been playing recently?
It's probably my least played month. I've mainly been playing Witcher 3. I actually want to finish it, so I finally finished the main campaign. Yep, quite steady. I really enjoyed it. And I just finished last night, or yesterday, whenever, I finished the first DLC, and I just started the second one this morning. And so far, I am quite interested, so I'm really keen to get into that. It's just like I've been needing a game just to fill my time that I can just jump in and jump out, and like what's long, because I had another game I played like this month was Moonlighters, and I finished that in like a week.
It's a nice little game though.
I really liked it. I like the whole concept of how like you're a shopkeeper, and then you're going to go collect your loot. But I wish I could do more of the shopkeeping and less of going to get.
It's what a lot of people say.
Like I was just reading some comments. I was like, they like, because you can have like a person in your like shop, and they can be the shopkeeper for you while you're out looting. And I would like it so someone could go loot for me while I could shopkeep. And like there was a bit more to the shopkeeping as well. So just refilling stock and like even though there are like ups and downs in prices, you really don't change them because it doesn't really feel like you need to and things like that. Like I wish there was more like special items for like like they could do so much more. I wish they just made it like a shop game, like it's just really about the shopping and more or less than the active looting. But it's an interesting concept.
Interesting.
And another thing Jody was saying about that was multiplayer would be really cool and something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because then if one of you is literally more into combat, then they could literally go get the stuff while the other person just watches the shop.
It could be like a real time type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be
something to think of, game devs.
Yeah. Besides that, play a little bit of ukulele, dabbling in that here and there. It's fun. I like it. Okay. It's not the greatest. It doesn't really lead you anywhere. Like you really have to figure out what you're doing.
Yep.
That's one annoying thing. Playing League like always. Don't know when I'll ever stop. Save me.
When it's 80 carry in every lane.
Yep. And been playing a lot of Pokemon Go lately.
You've been playing the community event?
Yeah, that was good. The last weekend, the Squirtles. Got my 6 shiny Squirtles with glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
They had like the Squirtle Squad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what about that other Pokemon game on the Switch?
Oh, that was the Quest one.
Oh, that's on phone too.
Yeah, they got way too repetitive and grindy.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much got to the end of the game. I needed to finish 4 levels, but I needed to get up like 4,000 like experience. So I think everyone's like level 80 or 90. I'm like, I can't be fucked. Like it's just not worth it. Like maybe if they made more levels and more Pokemon and everything, because they only have the original 150. I do not give a shit about them. Give me something new. I rather like I like 3rd and 4th gen way better than the first 2.
Well, that's controversial.
I don't care. 4th gen's my favorite. So.
Wait, which is 4th gen again?
And they secretly hinted at it on Twitch. I think it was 3 days ago that they're about to release Gen 4 to Pokemon Go.
Interesting.
They put out a picture of like this thank you for our 2nd year anniversary type of thing. Yeah. And in the picture had like all the Pokemon, like or the first 3 generations. Then they said the 3 starters of the 4th.
See, that would have been the best time to launch it though, during the community event.
Well, today, this weekend, this weekend they basically had like a they're doing like a thing with Lugia's back and all that. So I wanted to do that today. Got me a Lugia.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. So I got a couple friends who do it, so it's good fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was
that's about
actually
it.
out at I went out to ramen the other night, and I was looking at my phone, and there was a kid standing next to me, and he's like, "Oh my god, he's playing Pokemon Go" to his dad. And I flipped my phone and I showed him, and I was like, "Nah, fam, just looking at Instagram." And the look on his face was just so disappointed.
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't connect with you, kid."
When you can't connect with the kids these days.
I know. I'm missing
Feels
my
bad,
target
man.
audience, and now I
Yeah,
know
clearly.
why.
You need more Fortnite on your channel.
to be honest, it's coming back. Like they had like a chart of how people were playing it and stuff, and it was like, you know how high it was when it first came.
Yep.
It dropped pretty bad. It lost like
Yeah.
heat, but in the last 2 months, apparently it's gone up 500%.
Yeah.
In people playing it. So like they're doing these community days now. They're doing like events most weekends. They're doing like today I got like 4 new different types of shinies. Like they're just doing things to make people more interested in it.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, and it is a nice community event. I was sitting there about to do a raid. I'm like, I wish people would come, and then like 3 people disappeared. And like, you want to do it with us? I'm like, yeah. Like it's a nice way to interact with people.
Yep. Very
But
cool.
yeah, that's my games. That's pretty
Nice.
much it.
Jordanison?
So, I was being a sick boy like the last week, so I just been playing an incredible amount of The Witcher.
Yep.
I'm also
You're
playing
welcome.
through that. Damn, that game is sick. I remember I started it a long time ago, and then I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna restart it. So I went from
Yeah.
scratch, and
I
hold on
feel
one
you.
sec. I gotta be back in 1 second. You guys keep talking.
Alex.
All right. Well, I'll
Yeah.
go on. With,
What happened? What happened with him playing Witcher?
yeah.
It was at mine, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I never really got this far." And he saw a part of like what it was happening. He's like, "I got to play this again." I'm like, "I got you. Good."
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah. What have you been playing?
Yeah, I'll do my games list. So I've been on that trophy grind a bit recently. So I picked up notoriously one of the worst games of all time for the PlayStation called Orc Slayer, and it
I've
is
heard of it.
it's absolutely terrible. Like the game is so slow, it's so laggy, it's terrible. I was
Oh my God.
legitimately in the
What
boss
is
fight.
this?
I was legitimately in the
this?
boss fight, the final boss fight, for 4 hours defeating the boss because I didn't realize that you could level up, and that because there's no tutorial, there's no instructions, nothing, and they said, oh, it's an easy platinum, it'll take you like 2 hours, and I was sitting in my room at 2:30 starting the boss fight. I got out by 6 o'clock because I didn't realize that every time because he keeps spawning unlimited people to look after him. And ridiculous. I backed out of the game, restarted that level, of which there's no level select, played through that whole level and just grinded that whole area to get some experience points.
Is this like the 3D, like it looks really old fashioned, terrible?
It's terrible,
Okay, yeah.
but it came out like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, this looks bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. I played it just for the platinum. Just Cause 3, been playing a bit of that. I don't really enjoy the game though. Like I don't enjoy Just Cause 3. But I've been playing it just a bit because I have it installed on my PlayStation, so now I'm just indebted to it. Ratchet and Clank, I
finished that yet?
So I finished the base run through and got all collectibles. Now I just have to finish the game on its hardest difficulty.
Okay.
So it's
we
not too bad.
were playing that like a year ago.
No. This is the remaster.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I've been playing Watch Dogs, and I've been fucked. So I had one trophy. I had one trophy to get for the platinum, and it was the level 10 drinking game in Watch Dogs. And I had to get level 10 on all three bars. And I was like, all right, cool, easy. I hit level 10, and I found a little glitch in it, whereas I backed out to the... So if I press the PlayStation home button, and then I hop back into the game, it would reset the time. So I could just go straight into drinking instead of having to explore the world for a bit. Anyway, I finished level 10 with all of these drinking guys. Trophy doesn't pop. I'm like, huh, interesting. So I messaged Ubisoft support, and they were like, okay, this issue's a PlayStation issue. We can't help you out. And I was like, oh, great. I call up PlayStation, and they're like...
You call them up? You have a direct line?
I do. I have a contact. I'm kidding. But I call them up, and they're like, yeah, you're going to have to uninstall the game. And I was like, yeah, I've tried that. I uninstalled the game and everything. And they were like, oh, you're going to have to hard reset your PlayStation to factory settings. And I was like, excuse me? And she's just like, yeah, you're going to have to hard reset that just to make sure that there's no errors in the save file or anything like that.
Did you say you did that just so you could keep progressing with the actual...
I did say that, and I was like, and they said, well, geez, we can't help you. We're open until 6 o'clock tonight if you want to call back. I was like, so you can't do anything for me? Like, you can't credit me the trophy? I can prove that I've done it. And I'm like, yeah, no, there's nothing we can do for you. I was like, what the fuck's the point of having a support line for trophies? Like, they have a support line with a trophy extension, but they have nothing they can do for you.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, great. You're the best, PlayStation. So, fuck you to PlayStation on this one occasion. You probably won't hear me say that again, but fuck you and the lady who wouldn't give me my platinum trophy.
Whoa, man. She's just doing a job.
You probably deserved it, to be honest.
Unbelievable. So that's my experience with games this month.
Oh, very good.
So I now have Watch Dogs with 1 bronze trophy incomplete for a platinum.
Feels
very good.
Yeah. So, Jordy, do you want to go back to talking about your games for the month?
Oh, yeah. So the next one, I've been playing a bit of League. Yep. I like the new meta because you can literally play whatever you want anywhere. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And probably the most endearing game I've played so far is Wizard of Legend. It's this roguelite indie game where you play as a little wizard, and basically when you go through the runs, you pick up gems and use those gems to unlock new magic spells, essentially called Arcana, and buy new trinkets. And there's hundreds of Arcana and hundreds of trinkets.
Yep.
So I finished the game probably 7 times now, 8 times. Whoa. But I think I've still got to beat it 2 more times because I think there's when you beat the run, you get given a super strong Arcana called the Chaos one that's broken. So yeah, I basically need to finish it 2 more times. Then I've got everything and completely beaten it. And yeah, it kind of works there's 4 bosses that you verse as you go per floor. So you'll have 2 stages, then a big boss, and then 2 stages big boss, and it goes like that for another 2. And yeah, so each of the big bosses are a different element, so fire, water, earth, and then the last one's all of them combined together plus chaos. And yeah, it's a really fun game. I'd highly recommend it. It's super good, and the combat feels great, and all the Arcana feel they actually do something different. So yeah, it's really sick.
Very nice.
Been playing that Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
It's kind of been really nice getting back into a shooter actually, because I haven't played one since CS:GO in its prime.
Yep.
And yeah, I really like Siege. It's really fun. As much as it's bullshit when they poke a small hole through the wall and then somehow see you, and you can't possibly see them.
Yeah,
that's
some
annoying.
massive bullshit in that game.
Yeah, but other than that, it's actually super. All the operators are really cool except Castle. He's useless. But yeah.
I heard there's a glitch that made Tachanka really good now.
Yeah, he can run around like a fast boy. I think I've seen it once, and it's just hilarious to see this man running around this hulking armor, just going as fast as the light operators.
Yeah, he needed a patch because he was it's pretty weak.
I mean, he didn't. It's not exactly a patch for him, but
some little
it's
buffs,
more an exploit. Yeah, that makes him decent. And then yeah, I've been playing through some Fallout 4 again. I've modded it to be more like a Metro game. When you walk outside, you have to have a gas mask on, and nice. You got to change the filters and stuff, and they can get cracked and damaged. And actually, the mod is so well done. There's full animations for putting new canisters on, and rain hitting the mask and stuff, and like blood. If you like shoot people too close, it like splats onto the mask, and you have to like wipe it down like with your hand and shit. It's like really in depth. I'm like, wow, this is such a well done mod.
Yeah.
And just like made the wasteland like snow, so it's all like frozen over and like cold. So basically made Fallout 4 into like metro setting.
Interesting.
I like
Yeah,
it.
but it's been really cool. I'm really enjoying that like sort of hardcore experience of like, if you're outside, you better have like gas mask filters or you're gonna die like to radiation. So yeah, it's been really fun. But yeah, that's pretty much my 5 sort of games I've been putting the most time into recently.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. And pardon me. And following on from that, what have you picked up from the summer sales?
Absolutely nothing.
I picked up The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I pick up? I can't remember if I even picked up anything else besides The Witcher. Oh, I picked up PC Builder. What's it called?
You can do that in real life, Geordie.
PC Building Simulator. No, it's really fun because it's like it's also got like a career mode.
Okay.
So you
You
like
do that
open
in
up
real
your,
life, Geordie.
shut up. You like open up your own like little like PC shop, and like random NPCs come in with their computers, and you have to like fix them, or they'll come in, they'll ask you to like build a computer.
I mean, I can
and
talk to
stuff
one of
like
my
that.
mates at UMart. They can can hook
Anyway,
you up.
so I got that. I think that was it. I think those are the 2 games I bought in Steam Summer Sale,
I picked
I
up
believe.
one game off a summer sale, and you guys are gonna think, Alex, why? And
Yep, hit us up.
so I was on the PlayStation store, trawling the sales as you do.
Wait, that's not a summer sale.
They have their own summer sale.
It's not a real one.
You want to bet? There,
It's like
you about to hear. You about to hear, boy. So
Okay.
I was trawling through, and what's a game that we've trashed a bit on this podcast?
Neo Automata. You can't say
What?
the name.
No. We haven't trashed. That's
No,
a
we
good
know,
game.
don't
I know.
trash that.
I'm memeing about it.
What's
Um,
a EA game that we've trashed?
Battlefront 2.
Another one.
Another, I don't know, Battlefield.
BioWare.
Anthem?
That's out.
Andromeda.
Nailed it. Well done. So, it was
You
on
bought
sale.
Andromeda?
And I'll tell you why. The base game was on sale for $2.
Wait, $2?
But I picked up the special edition for $5.
You're a madman. Why would you pay $5 for that game?
And I was like, oh my god, what a steal. Like, I saw it there and I was like, hang on, this has to be a glitch. I'm absolutely capitalizing on this.
I read a PC Gamer article like last week or something.
That said they were never given a chance.
No, not that.
Oh.
Like, in PC Gamer was writing about like their most games that are, what's it called, underrated. And they gave like their top underrated games. Watch for that thing to be on a list 5 years from now.
Oh, it will.
And it'll be like latest underrated games, and then it'll be like Mass Effect Andromeda, and then like someone named Shirley Biscuit will be writing about it, and they'll be like, oh, this game never got a chance, and that'll be like the top thing. Yeah. Watch it happen, dead straight.
So I was like, well, for $5 dues, I can't go wrong. So I picked it up. I haven't installed it, have not played it, but I've got it.
Yes.
You
See,
want
in those summer sales, sometimes you literally can't go wrong. Like, I picked up The Witcher with every, like, 40-hour DLC and all the other stuff for, like,
40
$20.
hour? Are you crazy?
If you do everything in them, in Blood and Wine at least, it's 40
Yeah,
hours.
the bottom one looks like a lot more. That first one, I finished that nowhere near 40 hours, man.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I did everything but collect like 4 things.
Dude, you gotta stop speedrunning.
Man, are you going to SGDQ?
Dude, he's
No.
going. He's gonna play The Witcher. He's gonna do a 24-hour live stream.
You know I don't finish games, and I'm finishing games left, right, and center at the moment.
Mate, get around him.
Dude, I'm trying.
All right.
So,
What else?
that's it for I guess pickups and stuff. But our first major piece of news for the month of July. So Doki Doki Literature Club.
Hell yeah.
So there was a news article that came out, I think, about a week or two ago, So, a father of a 15-year-old boy who committed suicide has warned about the psychological impact of the online game Doki Doki Literature Club, saying animated interactive psychological horror dragged him in. And I was like, hang on a second. I seen this. And on PewDiePie's video, he reaffirmed it. He said it's not an online game, and it's not a psychological horror. Now, there was apparently another game that could have led to his... I mean, it's tragic what's happened, but blaming a video game for bad relationships... I mean, that's just every gamer in general, but...
And one singular game as well, like...
Yeah, and I thought it was an interesting pick of games that could have done that. But I couldn't remember the name of the game, but PewDiePie mentioned it in his video that there was a mobile game that kind of texts you at random times and has, like, I wouldn't say insults, but yeah, it's a bit of a more of a psychological horror, more so than Doki Doki Literature Club. And I mean, you guys have played it, so what are your guys' thoughts on this?
I think it's a very clever psychological horror game.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh.
But here's the point. It's a game, and it's literally is meant to be what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... There's no malice behind the game of going, oh, we want people to start committing suicide based off the themes of this game. It's there because it's what the game designers wanted to do for their story. Yeah. Like, they didn't make the story thinking like, oh man, I can't wait for kids to start killing themselves due to our video game. Like, it's just not the intention. It's like, if we're going to do that, then why do we even have an R rating and an MA rating in film? Just get rid of it. We'll just watch fucking Teletubbies all day. It'll be fine. Like, we'll just be a bunch of soft individuals. And like, obviously it's terrible that, this kid died and maybe he was influenced by it, but
one game can't be the reason why. There's something else behind it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it influenced him in some way, there's something much worse happening behind the scenes for him to do that.
I mean,
if that was the thing that clicked over for him, like, there's this many steps that happened before this to lead to that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, he was 15 years old, so I mean, he's at a very impressionable age, and I'm guessing, and I think it was in the UK, and in that. And
school apparently is like hell in UK.
Yeah, and that's
apparently it's like
high
the worst
school years.
ever.
So, I mean, it's tragic what's happened, but yeah, in relation to that game itself, I don't think it was that game.
Like, there'll always be like an outlier for shit like this, but like, think about how many people have played this game and not died.
Yeah,
like you can, like, sure, you can grab the like one freak case, but you can't like play that to like the whole like gaming culture as a whole.
Yeah,
like, it's just not it's like saying, like, if someone goes to school, right, and like they have a freak accident and slip over and fall downstairs and die, you don't just say, all right, everyone, no one can come to school anymore.
Yeah,
no one can come because this one kid died from slipping on the stairs.
Yeah,
like, it's just not how it works. Like, but yeah, it's terrible what happened to this kid.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, any other further comments on that, or next story?
Next door.
So, more rumblings have come out this week about the Sony PlayStation 5. Now, I thought we got past this after the E3 thing, but apparently there is strong evidence to suggest that Sony is tapping into AMD's Zen CPU architecture for the next generation PlayStation 5 console, and that a senior programmer has been actively working on improving certain things. And talk suggests that Sony would be ready to launch the PlayStation 5 in 2019, but depends on the status of the PS4 and how much of the market Nintendo and Microsoft gain. Yeah, so they said if the if the Microsoft and Nintendo weren't really moving, they'd save it for 2020.
I'm going to say 2020 is when it's going to come out because, you know, it's a nice round number. It feels better than saying, oh, you know, it came out in 2019. Based, like, the PlayStation's, like, because the latest one just came out, whatever, was it Pro?
Yeah.
Like, it has time still. Like, we can wait, like, that one more year.
You know what's wild, though? I always think that the PS4, for some reason, for the last 4 years, has come out literally, like, would be the equivalent of last year. I keep thinking the PS4 is a very new console, but it's been out since, like, 2013. Yeah. But, like, each year I'm just like... Because, isn't it... It's really strange. Like, this console cycle, it's literally been, like... You have your, like, exclusives, and then just AAA games. There's, like, barely any AA games that exist anymore.
No, it's very slow,
Like,
I agree.
Like, it's... Like, PS2 is just, like, there are billions of games. Like, oh, God, I don't know what to do. Then PS3, I was like, oh, yeah, there's some, like, random-ass, like, weird games in this, like, bargain bin I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah.
And then I look at the PS4 one, I'm like, these are all just AAAs.
Yeah.
Or, like, exclusives. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this console literally has, like, 140 games on it compared to, like, thousands.
Yeah. I remember seeing a picture not long ago, and it was a collection of someone's PlayStation 2 games, 3, and then 4, and how much it had shrunk between each generation. And I was like, well, the case with PlayStation 4 is either the games, there's not many of them, or they've just gone off the shelf. Like, I wanted to buy, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, because I was like, oh, easy plat, Geordie said it was a good game, I'm going to try pick it up. Good luck finding it on a shelf. Good luck.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if it'd be on a shelf.
Andromeda, also not on a shelf. And I was like, well, I mean, how do I pick up these games unless I wait for it on the Sony store? But Hellblade is $60 on the PlayStation store at the moment. It's like, well, what choice am I left with except for A, eBay, or B, hope that it comes down on price on the store, or maybe hope that I can find it in EB Games somewhere. It's like, it's so weird. But as we said last podcast as well, that like the senior programmer inside Sony is actively working on improving the Zen Core's microarchitecture. As we said, like, people are always working on that sort of thing. Like, as soon as that last console is launched, they're definitely starting to work on the next one.
Yeah.
So, I
mean, the Zen CPUs are really great, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I opted for my computer that I built. They're like, the architecture in those things is actually, like, super intelligent.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they're sticking with AMD rather than Intel i9 or whatever the hell's going on now.
Yeah. But, interesting. And then, yeah, how they said that it's dependent on what's happening in the market. So I think we're more so aimed at a 2020 release, but interesting to see that games that haven't been released yet but are slated for 2019 as to what the move will be there. Like, do they hold it off, or do they say, hey, we'll re-release it for the PS5?
It's almost kind of greedy to think that it will depend on the market.
Yeah.
Because that means, like, they're doing this thing where they're so far up their ass that because they're, like, ahead of Microsoft that they're just like, yeah, we can just, like, you know, wait on things. Rather than being proactive, they're just, like, being, like, reactive. And I think that's so terrible for, like, just the amount of bad press they've been copying lately for things like cross-play.
Yeah.
And, like, why won't they actually do anything to, like, you know, benefit, like, the players now? They're just, like, giving, like, little by little, when Microsoft now is now like, please buy our consoles. Here's all this shit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're just being so greedy, and I think this is just another thing where they're like, well, you know, we'll see how the market's doing. You know, if it's remained stable, we'll just put it off to 2020 then. It's like, well, what the fuck? Like, if you've got it and it's ready, just put it out. Like, there's no point holding hardware. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because, I mean, it puts developers in an uneasy position too, I guess. Like, obviously they're told.
Yeah,
as to
Yeah,
what's
you're like
happening in the
holding
market.
hardware and software hostage at the same time. It's such a weird concept.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we could release in 2019, we could release in 2020, your game would look better on the PlayStation 5, but hey, we're going to hold it, and you're going to release in 2019.
Yeah,
And it's going to look not as good
Isn't that
on
what they
dead
did?
console.
Isn't that what they did though with like say when The Last of Us came out? Didn't they get released on PlayStation 3 and PS4?
Yeah,
because it basically came out really like the same time.
Yeah,
a year after.
There was a lot of games that actually like the same time it was coming out had to release on both.
But
yeah,
I mean,
Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously they'll dedicate the resources towards the PlayStation 5. If they know about it, sort of thing. And I mean, that's where Sony developers have the upper edge, and you've got third-party developers who'll be kind of teetering on that. Oh, do we put more resources into developing for a higher-end platform, or do we cater to the lower end, and that's it?
It honestly depends on what engine people are working on these days. Because, like, just from, like, using Unity and stuff and, like, looking at the Unreal and things like that, it's almost, like, not that hard to, like, tone things up. It's more just, like, texture, like, quality these days. That's, like, the really intensive part of it. So, I feel like it wouldn't even take too long to, like, up-res things anymore, like not how it used to be. Like the jump from PS2 to PS3 was so dramatic that like you would spend another 2 years trying to like remaster it like to pull it up. But like nowadays, because like PS4 is going to be, I think, probably quite similar to PS5, like it's hard for like games to honestly start looking like even better, like unless you're like they're all going to move into the territory of 4K, obviously supporting 4K textures. So it's just kind of like, but it's not that big of a jump, if you know what I mean, from like 2 to 3. It's just kind of like you're now up-resing for 4K rather than 1080p or 2K.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so interesting. We'll see what happens there, but definitely think it's more of a 2020, late 2019 sort of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. So next news story was that CSGO players in Belgium and the Netherlands can no longer open loot cases in games, and that was due to the EU calling it a gambling. And that there was no jurisdiction there as to where you could be 8 years old and spending $100 on gambling on cases and getting no return out of it. So
they did the same thing with even like League in the EU. Everyone in the EU who were under 13 had to get an email sent to their parents to say, yes, I will allow my child to play this game because there was loot boxes in League.
Yeah.
Man. And they also disabled the voice chat too.
Yeah, well, it was only Russia. Russia.
Yeah.
Because that one was because, so in Russia, due to one of their laws, they have to hold 6 months worth of like voice comms, so any type of communication, and they just didn't have the infrastructure. Like 6 months worth of voice comms of like games that go from like anywhere from like 20 to like an hour. Not in this meta, but like potentially like further on. That's just so much. That is so much data, and that would just be like just millions of terabytes. Like it'd just be impossible. So yeah, that also happened.
And I thought it was interesting that Valve came out and said that at the time they didn't understand or agree with the ruling. Obviously, I can see as to why they wouldn't agree with it. They're missing out on a shitload of money. So
especially Belgium. Like so many of the CSGO like popular teams are from these regions.
Exactly.
Like Virtus Pro and stuff.
So Valve are just like, hey, stop stealing our money, EU.
We don't understand.
How
can you not understand? It's pretty obvious.
It's like 12-year-olds are stealing their parents' bank account details, and man, I think I said this on the podcast before, but I remember the book club story of how I took Mum's credit card to get some books from school.
You're fucking mad, like.
You guys remember book club? You got that?
Dude, I was a big fan of the book club. I got me some of those like I forget the title of them, but I think it was written by a female author, and they were like to do with like dragons and shit. But I cannot remember the name.
Mama's Captain Underpants. That's what I got from book.
Old book, man. That name, that word is just making me so nostalgic now. I'm like, book club.
Yeah, and there always used to be like the magazine. You'd flick through it, and Mum always used to be like, "No," and I was like, "Oh, I'm taking matters into my own hands." Until they realized, "Hey, Dale, this isn't your signature," and they're like, "Oh yeah, Alexander, you're not getting that." I was like, "Oh,
that's hilarious.
Okay.
That's so good.
Cool." But nah, it's I mean, for years though, kids had been scamming their parents with like credit card details, and even like in Neopets when it said get your parents to email approval, I'd send it to my other email.
Dude, to be fair though, here's my 2 points for this. Number one, I feel bad for our parents because they have no idea what's going on. Number two, I feel sad for our kids because they're not even going to get close to the amount of shit we got away with. Because we understand. So, like, when they come, it's like, hey, Dad, can I come up and grab your card real quick? And they're like, nice try, little boy. Get out of here.
What game you trying to get a membership for?
Exactly.
Yeah, what loot boxes are you buying today, son? And he's like, oh, he's on to me.
But that's the thing, and I think parents are sometimes unaware of what's happening. Like,
definitely.
Hey, here's a Jimmy Bob goes up to his dad and says, "Hey, Dad, I want to get this Fortnite skin," and he's like, "Sure, I'll get you this Fortnite skin," but being completely unaware that his credit card details are saved to the game. And then old mate goes, "Oh, look at this sick emote. Oh, look at this sick contrail. Look at this sick skin. Sick emote." And he keeps racking up these bills, and meanwhile, parents are selling their home, getting a second mortgage. Because old mate's happy with his emotes. And it's like, what?
Yeah, can we talk about Fortnite for a second and just how much media coverage is on the fucking fact parents don't know how to be parents?
It's so like the problem is parents don't know how to be parents. That's the problem.
There's literally been so many news articles. One headline I read, like I think it was 2 days ago, was just like how to take back your child's life and get them off Fortnite this summer. And it's like, okay, yeah, you could tell them, hey guys, an hour a day, and then like get them off. Like the fact that like parents are calling for it to be banned, and like, number one, it has guns in it, so like probably, you know, if they're under the age of 15 or whatever the fuck it is, probably just don't let them play it. And then like the next one is, if you're saying, oh, my child won't get off the computer, then pull them off the computer. I'm so confused.
Turn off the internet. It's like, that's what my mum always did.
Like, I'm just so confused. All these parents are just like, my child is trapped. And it's like, no, you're just so bad at parenting. It's not even...
Just talk to your child.
Oh, they scream and they ree if they can't play Fortnite. It's just like, well, here's an idea, right? Take them out to do something fun. Like... and get their mind off it, and then eventually they'll just be like, I don't even remember like Fortnite or whatever. Like, give them something else to do to preoccupy the time. So don't just be like, you're bad because you're playing video games. Stay in your room and do nothing, or like whatever. Like, I'm like, man, there are some parents that just do not, like, they honestly just don't want to parent. It seems like it's so strange. Like, like it was the same thing with my parents. If I was like, no, I want to play games, they'd be like, you can get the fuck off that. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the fuck off that. Like, it's just so confusing how, because I think it's also like parents now, I just don't think they like, it's so weird. They just don't want to like parent their own kids, or they don't want to be harsh with their own kids.
Yeah, or like say like me, like my mum wouldn't ever like punish us. We kind of had like free reign or whatever, but at the same time, like we were smart kids, and you know, we knew the limits and all that type of stuff. So it's more like she didn't need to, but I'm more than sure she would put the foot down if needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just more.
That's right.
Same with my mom too. Is she'd be like, well, okay, that's fine. You can play video games. Make sure you've done your homework. And come out to eat for dinner. You're spending time with the family for dinner. It's like, you know, and then mum, like even now, I'd be like, even if I was at home, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to stay home. And mum would be like, no, you're coming out for lunch. You got the rest of the day to play video games. It's like, okay.
It's like, you make a fair point, mum.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. It's like...
I think it also stems from like the thing now like I think like parents sort of forget that like kids kind of have their own hobbies, and like I think as a whole now kids are kind of becoming like more individual.
Yeah.
Like they just want to do their own thing sort of like earlier on. And like I don't know, I feel like for a lot of like parents now that must be like a hard thing to adjust to because they were probably so involved with their parents growing up.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like kids these days, I think would just rather either like A, go hang out with friends and their family, or B, just do one of their hobbies.
Yeah.
But then there's still kids that would prefer to just hang out with their parents. Like it's there's both now, but like it's just the way that I think that the generation before grew up and then how we're growing up now.
Yeah.
It's just different priorities, and they just don't know what to do because they've never seen a video game console in their life.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an interesting time that we live in at the moment. But speaking of big MMOs, so old school RuneScape got pulled offline last week as billions of gold happened to appear out of nowhere. So there was a glitch in one of the updates for pickpocketing as to where if you pickpocketed or you or killed someone, it'd generate the max amount of cash that you could hold.
That's when I was playing this game.
Yeah, and so like it would be 2.147 billion per kill. And so they were like, hang on a second.
So the economy broke in like an instant.
Yeah, and so they were like, hey, you gotta take it offline. It was only up for 20 minutes until someone noticed that they were like, hey, this guy killed a guard in Varrock and he got $2.147 billion. We gotta... Or GP.
Well, wait, so they rolled it back?
Yeah, they just rolled it back 20 minutes after. But thought it was interesting. It's like the max cash. That would be absolute.
Dude, you could buy a couple of fish at the market with that one.
I'd buy so many party hats.
Man, that would probably be like 2.
Yeah, party hats were like the most expensive thing. That was some BS right there.
I still remember my favorite in that game was the stupid ass rainbow shoes, and I could never figure out why. They were so bad, but I loved them.
Yeah, the ones that you got for security questions on your account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, another piece of news. So there's a game, obviously has been slandering EA recently for their Star Wars Battlefront. So these guys have been around for a little bit. I think since like 2016.
Oh wait! I found out how much the party hats are apparently last year. 9 bill.
Mil?
Yeah,
9 mil.
Billion.
Oh,
So that max gold wouldn't even be enough.
Jesus.
9 bill, 10, 12, 11, and 22.
Good lord.
There you go.
Good lord. You'll be having to farm some major ashes and big bones for that one. So a game called Galaxy in Turmoil. So they came out in 2016, and this was before Star Wars Battlefront, the original one, the new original one, had been announced, and they had basically done a spiritual successor to Battlefront 3, and of course LucasArts hit them with that cease and desist. And so they basically reskinned the game, similar style to what Battlefront was, but yeah, just completely reskinned so it has no trace of Star Wars anymore. And I just wanted to give those guys a shout out because they're very cool. It's a team of volunteers doing it, and it looks very cool. It's still a bit off because there's so few people working on it, but it does look very good.
Interesting.
So if you guys want to check that out, that's my little plug for them, because they are a very good little team.
God bless modders.
Yeah, absolutely. And another piece of dead news. Dead Island 2 is still coming, says the official Twitter account.
Dude, I sent that to Fraser, right? Because he pre-ordered that game like 4 years ago. And
Yeah,
each
they go
time,
for it.
each year that's come past, at E3, I always meme at him. I'm just like, "You're not getting Dead Island 2." And he's like, "It'll happen. It'll happen." And then I send him this, and he's like, "See, I told you. Never lost faith." And I'm like, and then I just hit him with this straight. I'm like, "It's still not coming." He's just like, "No, you're wrong." I can't believe this game is still coming out. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so one fan on Twitter asked, what's going on is that it's in development and we won't be showing more until we're ready. Appreciate the wait is painful, but Dead Island 2 is still coming, but no release date. And because the rumbling started because there was a game released on mobile this week, and I think you guys might remember this one. Remember the code that I gave out for Dead Island? That 4-player co-op game, it came to mobile.
Wait,
the really shitty one.
They've renamed it.
The MOBA?
Yes, it's come to mobile.
Dude, I actually, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't even mind it.
Oh my god,
It wasn't terrible, but like, yeah,
the co-op part of it was fun though.
Yeah,
like the co-op part of the MOBA. That was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it's now out on mobile, and I think that's a much better spot for it.
Dude, I gotta go play some.
Yeah, it's free too, so.
Oh my god.
On iOS
I can't wait to
and
see
Android.
how many microtransactions it has.
Absolutely
15.5.
Yeah.
I'll just get
I want to buy an orange bandana for $2. Let's go.
Love me some skins. But again, on the case of Dead or Alive 6.
Good lord.
Makes the franchise more approachable for newcomers. And I just want to say that's a shit headline for an article. So they've decided to get rid of the sex appeal of female combatants and getting rid of the jiggle physics completely.
What?
No,
you need to get rid
jiggle.
of the jizz.
Did you say jizz?
The jizzle.
Yeah, get rid of that jizzle physics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So no jiggle physics, new mechanics, and a more cohesive story. Because that's what everyone plays DOA for. The story.
I honestly, like, not to harp on the jiggle physics, but I feel like that's a lie. They have to be in there. There's no way.
You reckon
I think they mean, like, less exaggerated, but, like, still quite an absurd amount of jiggle.
You reckon? You reckon it's just a way to drum up some press?
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. I mean, do you guys play DOA?
On my friend's PlayStation, yeah, I did play DOA.
Interesting. The only reason I knew about DOA because I remember Swoozy back in the day played in the DOA tournament.
Yes.
That's the only reason I knew about DOA.
Didn't we played at yours at your birthday?
Oh, did we?
Yeah, and we put in, and then what's his face put in the code to make it more jiggle.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was like extreme jiggle. And it was like,
Jesus.
It was like where they had a mind of their own.
If anything, it'll be an option.
Yeah.
If they're taking it away, it'll be an option.
Yeah.
It'd be like not a DOA game if it didn't have the extra jiggle.
It's true. It's very true. In more news, Nathan Fillion hinted at an Uncharted movie on Instagram yesterday with an image of Drake, the rapper Drake, that is, with the caption "Sic Parvis Magna, July 16." So that's in 2 days' time, and all I can say is, don't do it. No, don't destroy this excellent game series with a terrible movie.
No, do it. Do it. Put it in the dirt.
Nathan Fillion, I mean, yes, he looks like Nathan Drake, but you know who would be better as Nathan Drake? I don't think he
looks like him at all.
You know who would be better as Nathan Drake? Nolan North. Just
give
Nolan North the role.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like him. Okay, he's old.
He looks more like him than Nathan Fillion. What?
He looks a bit old.
Actually, you know who Nathan Fillion should make a movie about? That one Halo character where he actually looks exactly identical. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So everyone on Instagram was in a rage. They're like, "Oh my god, Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake." No. Just no. Please, no. And if it is a thing, Neil Druckmann better be writing that script, because I don't want any Hollywood execs to be like, look, we're going to make this script. We're going to butcher the fuck out of it.
Dude, I hope Michael Bay wrote the script.
Oh my lord.
Explosions.
Oh my
Boom,
lord.
boom, boom.
Oh my lord. And then there was another piece of news that came out in the week. So Mafia 3's opening sequence used to be much more intense. A game director revealed a cold open sequence that ended with the main character Lincoln Clay killing a cop was cut from the game and deleted from the servers, so it never got out.
See, this is now another one of those things. Okay, look. I don't know what the American ratio is for this show, so I'm sorry if this is going to offend a couple of you, especially if you have family in the police. I don't subtract from an art form just to be politically correct. I think that's a terrible way to go forward.
Yeah.
Because if you start doing that, you can no longer talk about themes that are like massive elements of stories, right? It's just like that right there, right, would have probably made me way more interested in the game. It's a terrible thing, but it would be so like chilling and a crazy thing to like see, especially if it was like, I don't know how graphic this opening scene was meant to be with him killing the cop.
Yeah, it was meant to give more backstory to the racism and everything in the time period, and
so my guess is he
him
probably
coming back from Vietnam.
Okay, my guess is he absolutely beat the living Christ out of this police officer then.
Yeah.
It would have been very in your face, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Right. That would have made his character have way more depth. And you would have been actually thinking about this character in a torn manner, because you're like, wow, he just absolutely teared into this cop. Am I a good person or am I a bad person? Like, what am I? There would have been way more existential questions you would have asked about your character, and it would have made it more like interesting. I hate when games censor themselves just to not receive backlash. I understand why they do it, because it's like, who wants to just like receive like an incredible amount of backlash?
Yeah.
But it's so sad that the society we live in, even in an art form, like can't take this image and like go, wow, what is like the message of this?
Yeah.
Of this time period. They jump to real life connections rather than being like,
so stupid.
Wow, what does this actually like mean? They just go for such a surface level, clickbaity, mainstream media bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking over developers having to censor their games. It's actually like absurd.
And like, I'm gonna say it straight up, I thought Mafia 3 had a great story. I think its letdown was its mechanics and overall gameplay. But like, in terms of story, I thought it was brilliant. Because it really brought light to the racism in that time period, and how, you know, it was what it was.
I've got it installed. I just need to play it.
It's a good game.
I think I think the same for me.
It's very, very generic third-person shooter, but the story is excellent for it. So,
I have heard this.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's interesting because it already had an R18 rating, I believe. It was either MA15 or R18.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what the game was anyway. The opening sequence is you robbing from a bank and shooting cops.
Yes.
So it's like, well, what if that's the opening sequence? Chuck in the whatever it was. You know, if it was gruesome and it was bloody, it was probably perfect for the time setting, and wouldn't have been put in otherwise. You know.
I mean, remember when GTA 5's Trevor scene where he's like torturing the guy?
Yeah.
Like, was like a massive controversy, and people like, this is fucked up, like blah blah blah. It would have just done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But see, I think in terms of a game like this, any bad press is good press.
Yeah.
But in
especially
some
for a
cases,
game that I think suffered from poor sales.
yeah, exactly. So, and like, all right, let's put it this way. I would say majority of gamers don't watch mainstream media.
No.
No.
So anything that
wait.
they would be saying would just be like laughed at by gamers.
Yeah.
So
just saying, like this is how little I'd watch the news like this week. Like I normally know if like a big story going on, like about those people who got trapped in
in Thailand.
Yeah, I had no clue about that until
That's been going on
after it
for a
happened.
month, homie.
I had no clue.
Did you know those
Yeah.
kids were in that cave for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I didn't even know that
everything
story
happened.
until I heard about Elon Musk getting in shit because he was trying to help out.
Dude, can
You're
we
like-
talk about that? We'll talk about that after the
Dude.
podcast, but
Yeah.
good lord. Good lord.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing about mainstream media. It doesn't connect to our generation as much. Like
No.
we,
I mean,
we
their viewership is literally dropping off like
Yeah.
crazy.
of
And they're
course
like,
it is. It's
they're like,
not,
That's why they're talking about YouTube news, and I hate the fact that they're doing that.
Yeah.
and because they have no clue. They shouldn't be. They don't
No,
have any clue.
It's all right. Can we talk about that for a split? YouTube's kind of same to gaming. They're bringing in a news segment.
It's
They're
the
giving
company that
100
owns The
million.
Verge.
Yeah, what the fuck?
One of
We-
the most
we-
unreliable sources on YouTube.
We go to YouTube to not be talked at by a bald, like, liberal winged man. That's like mainstream television.
Yeah.
I do not want some old bald guy on YouTube telling me the news in like some ad or some shit.
You already know.
I don't want it.
You already
It's-
know they're going to plug
we,
the shit
we go
out
to
of that.
YouTube. We go to YouTube to listen to the people we want to listen to.
Mm.
It's not
Content
like-
creators,
Yes.
people that make the you in YouTube,
Mm.
like actual individuals. I don't want giant organizations being on the platform just soaking views, like Jimmy Kimmel and
Yeah.
shit like that. Like, why is that the thing YouTube is pushing up so high? Like, YouTube, honest to God,
Mm.
just make your own fucking TV channel.
Yeah.
Just make your own TV channel, run your bullshit that you want to clearly push so heavily,
Mm.
and then just have the normal creators YouTube left alone. They're actually fucking losing the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who was going to make the other other thing, Alex?
Twitch? Amazon?
No, Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah, Amazon. They wanted to do it.
We own that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's options out there, but it's just like YouTube has just kind of got domain over it at the moment. It's
I mean,
like,
obviously it has market share, but like,
mm,
I feel like over time, if they keep pulling shit like this where they're just trying to make it like old TV we don't want to watch anymore, then it's just, I'm gonna be off YouTube, honestly.
'cause
Like,
I guarantee once they launch this new site, you'll be getting notifications of it. You'll be getting pre-rolls or mid-rolls or end rolls of
it'll probably
of
show up
news.
honestly in like when you just click on your YouTube to open it up.
Yeah.
And you know how like pops at the tops like your mixes and then recommended.
Yeah.
Dead ass. I reckon the recommended would just be like TV channels.
You know what's funny about that? I don't ever see that because in like my bookmark page, I go straight to my subscription box. I don't even go to the homepage. I don't remember last time I went there. I just go straight
Yeah.
to my subscription box 'cause I don't give a shit about all
Yeah,
that.
but then you have to remember they're fucking with the subscription box terribly.
Like they
sometimes
just
things
turned
don't
off
even show up in-
thumbnails. They turned off thumbnails. One of my mates sent through a picture of mine, and I'd had no thumbnail on my video, and it's shit.
I've still haven't seen any of this stuff people complain about. Like the people I want to watch are always there.
Yeah.
They always have thumbnails, all that type of shit. So I'm confused.
I've noticed a couple of times I've missed videos.
Yeah.
Like I'll go back through
generally.
them
Yeah.
and then like be like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, I haven't seen this like
Yeah.
a week ago. What?
Mhm.
I like look at YouTube every day
I,
and like, you know how it has the category set out like today, yesterday, or like whatever, right?
yes.
I check it every day. I'm like, there's no way I missed this.
Mhm.
Like, there's no way. I noticed it also unsubscribed me from some channels. I was
Yep.
like, what the fuck is going on here?
yeah.
And then like had to resubscribe to it. Like one of the guys, like the example that I can know right at the top of my head is a dude called Mr. Matty Plays. He does like a lot of Fallout content and like
know
covers
him.
news for it and stuff. I was like, one day I was just like, because it was coming around to when Fallout 4 was like close to coming out, and I was like, man, how come Matty is doing no videos on this?
yeah.
Like this is like ridiculous. And then I like went and I like typed in his name. It was like unsubscribed. I was like, what?
Yep.
No, I am subscribed. I didn't even click off his name even by accident or anything.
Mhm.
Like, it's just so bullshit. They're just
Yeah.
such lying.
Same thing happened to me.
Connivance.
Like even this week, I was like, oh, I've been waiting for that Hot Ones episode with Tom Segura. Tom Segura is one of my favorite comedians. I was like,
Yeah.
where is it in my sub box? I was like, maybe it hasn't come out yet, but it comes out every Thursday, and it's now Saturday morning. Where is it? So I go on, and I'm like, oh wait, there it is. It just never popped up in my sub box. And
Yeah.
same with Peter McKinnon, one of my favorite camera tutorial, and so he does a lot of Photoshop and Lightroom and stuff like that, and I'm super into it. And I was like, oh, he's running a competition, and the competition was exclusively for people who had subscribed to him before he hit 100,000 subscribers. And I was like, ooh, buddy, yes, this is sick. I'm in this. I have a chance. And I check it, and I'm like, unsubscribed. I'm like, excuse me? And so I had to resub, and now he's got like 3 mil subs. So I was out of the running to be in it.
I guess I was the lucky one.
Yeah.
I have not been affected in any way.
Yeah, you must be real lucky. But yeah, I've been unsubbed from channels. Nothing appear like things missing from my sub box. Like you probably, Braden, you've missed something, but you just haven't noticed it.
It'll be something I don't care about.
Yeah. Like,
That's what I'm saying,
There'll
like-
definitely be some content though.
I'm just going back now and I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see any videos I would have missed.
Hmm. But like, no, that's the thing. It wouldn't be in your sub box.
No, I'm not in my sub box. I'm actually clicking on like channels.
Fair enough. Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh well, there you go. Well, talking about death again. This has been a great podcast for that.
Do you want me
Jordan?
to run these? All right, so these are my stories that I found through the week. So the Culling 2 is literally DOA. It has just died on arrival. Like, I can't believe this game is even out, if I'm being honest. So this game was made in 6 months after the Culling the first one. They're like, yep, it's done. And then they were like, and then everyone in the community was like, oh, okay, what do you mean? And then they developed this game in like the 6-month period, and then it's literally just a garbage looking PUBG knockoff.
Yeah.
And the thing with the Culling was, it was an interesting sort of battle royale because it had a focus on melee weapons in the first one.
Yes.
Like a lot of it was heavily focused. This one is just literally PUBG. It's just all about guns. Like there's so little about it. And then, so I went onto their Twitter because I was like, no one is playing this game. And this is the quote that's on it. So today's launch went exactly as expected. Huh? No bugs, bumps, or issues at all? Let's try again tomorrow, shall we? And then it had the gif of Donald Glover doing stand-up where he's like looking concerned and grabbing his collar. That was the gif. And I was like,
Idiots.
And then followed up by the developer of the game, Zavant, and it's time for us here at Zavant to come together for some much-needed soul-searching and have some admittedly difficult discussions about the future of our studio. We'll talk soon.
Eek.
And all right, so the people who made this game, by the way, made Lich Dom Battle Mage. If you've heard of that, that was their first game, and it did like sort of pretty okay, well, not terrible. And yeah, this game, it like I was watching the Jim Sterling video on it, and it deadass had like when he was in there, the max people he's seen in a 50-person game is 7 people, and usually there's only 2 people in a lobby, and you just can't play it at all, and it's just so shit. It's just like, God, like, and they're not even classifying it as early access. It's a done game.
Didn't they just drop it without like anyone knowing it was coming as well? Like,
yeah, they gave like a couple days notice. They're like, they're calling 2.
It's coming out tomorrow.
It's like what? You guys just, it's been 6 months. What do you mean? And then they're just like, yeah, it's a done game. And it's just like, holy fuck, these people are crazy. So yeah, that's been an absolute shitstorm, but fun to watch.
Good
Dude,
Lord.
if you want to be entertained, go onto the Culling 2 Twitter. Oh my god, the developer is losing his mind on there.
Really?
Like, oh, you should see the gifs that he's using. Like, he's using that one where it's like that dog in the flaming house.
Oh, everything
And he's
is
like,
fine.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
He posted that as a gif today. And it's like, oh my fucking god, this man is actually losing his mind.
I'm just on IGN now looking at the review for it. It got a 2 out of 10. And
Yep.
the real Zach Morris says, another PS4 game that proves it has a library of shit.
Yep.
No,
Very good.
how do you diss a PlayStation for having a library of shit when this is on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC?
I'm surprised it even
Homie.
exists.
Homie.
Anyway, all right, moving on to some like negative but positive news at the same time. So there was a student who was 7 years old and he was making PT for PC, using the Unreal 4 engine. And he got like a little bit of a way through, and then he gets a message from one of the sort of senior dudes at Konami, and he was like, he called him up early in the morning, and he was like, look, I'm sorry to inform you, but you're really gonna have to take down the PT for PC. And he's like, all the guys here in the office, you know, we're actually very big fans of like what you're doing for it. Like we've played it a bit, because he was like putting it up on the internet for free, obviously. And he's like, we'd like to send you some games and some merch, you know, just to say like thank you for your thing. And we'd also like to offer you an internship.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, wow, Konami not completely making a terrible move?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Because they've just been such assholes for like a long time. And I'm like, I can't believe they're offering this man an internship. But like, yeah, I was like, wow, that's actually so cool. And I can't believe Konami is doing that, because that is the most modern thing they've done in like 2 decades.
Yeah. And
I was like,
his remake was looking real good too.
Yeah, exactly. Like even he was like, dude, like you have fans here of like your remake of it. Like we really appreciate like how much you enjoy it. And the dude also said he's going to finish the game, but not put it up, and you know, give it the finished copy to his dad so he can make him proud. And I was like, oh, little 17-year-old boy. So yeah, that's like a good piece of news.
Yeah.
And then also a great piece of news. All right, look, I'll be 100 with you, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
I don't like Fortnite. I do not like Fortnite whatsoever. It just does not grab me in any way, shape, or form. But what I do like about it is that there was this article written today that due to Fortnite making so much money, Epic is increasing the amount of money that content creators earn in the marketplace and making the boost retrospective for assets. So people who make assets for their engine and sell them on the marketplace have been getting like a pay increase, and also it's retrospective. So however much money they've earned, they're like, you know, timesing it by like 2.
That's cool.
And I'm like, whoa, like that is how much money Fortnite has made them, that they are paying in retrospect. How many companies pay in retrospect? That is actually wild.
Yeah.
Like, the honest to God, like, I mean, what were we talking about? It like made like 3 billion or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of billion.
In like, hold on, let me quickly look it up. Fortnite, what would you call it? Gross
earnings. Yeah, gross earnings.
earnings.
You know the funny thing about the whole Fortnite thing, how it came out as the other mode? I had a friend who wanted me to get that other mode and play that with him. I'm like, but there's like the free version. Why wouldn't I just play that?
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I got this one and no one else is playing with me.
Okay, so it's clearing $300 million a month.
Jesus.
That's
Christ.
disgusting.
That's so much fucking money. No wonder why there was that big esport event with like $100 million prize pool.
Oh, yeah. That's unbelievable.
And how they can hire out a whole stadium in E3.
Yeah. Far out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like
hired
the
out the
whole
whole LA
stadium.
stadium.
It's actually crazy, man. It's actually crazy. But I'm so glad, because Epic, like because when I was reading through this article, they were saying, yeah, we have all this money, but we want to make sure we like keep a healthy amount of profit for Epic, but also put it back into our community and our marketplace that have made assets for things like that too, and keep our creators on the platform like happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good move.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys are constantly updating your game, even though you don't have to, and you're doing some wacky shit that I appreciate.
Yeah.
But like, I can't get into game. I'm sorry, but like, I'm glad you're doing wacky shit and not just standing by your laurels of just like, all right, you know, we're making just ass loads of money. Let's just, you know, hoard it all. I'm really glad that they're putting into esports, because that's good. Like $100 million, that's massive.
Yeah.
That is like such an like even the team that's coming last is going to make like $1 million. Like, it's ridiculous. But
it's wild when you think about it that way.
yeah, exactly, because it's like fucking, you go to like any like league team and they like make like, I don't know, like
Couple
what
mil.
Couple mil? What do you mean? The prize money's a couple mil.
No, like winning a tournament, they get more money from sponsors than winning the fucking tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like tournament wise. From
Yeah.
that tournament, a team is like walking away with like $1 million at like minimum. Like in league, it's still gonna be like maybe like
It's pretty
40
disgusting. Like
grand,
when you compare to
50
some
grand.
games, how like they just don't want to give the money when they clearly have it.
And Riot's a $2 billion company every year.
Mm.
And like then they're like, yeah, you guys can raise the money for them,
That's slack.
and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
like they put it like, every year. It's like half the money will go towards this, half of it we're gonna get.
yeah, exactly. It's so weird that way. Like, and honestly, like I honestly buy the skin just to help increase the prize pool. Like half the champions that have the skins, I don't even play, but it's more just like, man, I feel bad because literally the prize pool starts at only $1 million.
Yeah.
That's it for the world championship,
I'm
and it's
pretty
like,
sure it's the
okay.
same for Dota as well.
I mean, yeah, the compendium,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, you gotta start it at $1 million. Like that means like the losing team makes like $10. Like
Yeah.
they'd be lucky to go to KFC after. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like what is that? Like,
I'm pretty sure the compendium reached like 200 and something mil this year. But that's
but
'cause,
League
like,
never gets that amount because the thing
No.
with the community is, like, where I see, I'm like, okay, this is actually gonna like help the teams like get through, especially like the lower end ones.
Yeah.
Whereas most people see like, I don't play that champion. Why the hell would I buy that skin?
Yeah.
So it's like half the people like, because so many people like to play so many different champions. You're only releasing one championship skin
Yeah.
Mm.
like per tournament.
Yeah.
You're only hitting like 1 out of 142 characters.
Yeah.
So like you better pray it's like a honest to god like very popular champion, or you're in trouble.
Like the Z one, that did good.
Yeah, the Z one they did good. I think that was bigger than Ash, right? For
Of course
prize
it was
pool.
Z.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's just strange.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Wild.
Mm.
Wild. Well,
Mm.
I think that's about it for the month of July for gaming news.
Fly.
Dude, we had such a exponent amount of stuff given to us. It really is like Christmas.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Every month is Christmas.
It's crazy, yeah, to think how few topics we had, but how well we did for time. That's incredible. Braden.
Hey, I can tell you something else.
Oh boy.
In the new Pokemon game, the Pokemon Go Let's Go game, your side Pokemon can have haircuts. You
Oh
like
my
Rock
god,
Lee?
I saw that.
You like Rock Lee? Give your Pikachu that bowl cut.
What the hell did they do to Pikachu to hurt him? What did they do to hurt him? They gave him a bob cut, Geordie.
Wait, I'm looking at this
Look
thing.
up Pikachu bob
I'll give
cut.
it to you right now.
It's
What
so
in
sad.
the god is this?
And you can look at the little 12. you
Wait,
can
I'm
give
looking
them
at the
as well.
Eevee
Like
one.
little-
Eevee's got
Yeah,
like
the-
the Asian fringe going on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the one I'm talking about.
And they did the same
you
for
can also give
Pikachu.
them- And you can give them like.
Oh
that-
my
that
god,
is-
that looks so weird.
What did they do to
That's
hurt
like
him?
it honest to god looks like a Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more than just that for their hair, and then you can also put like stuff on their tail, bow ties, and ears, so you can
It's
give them like full
terrible.
like adventure outfits and shit.
Terrible.
Yo,
So
I'm
that's,
gonna buy
something
this game just for the fringes.
Just give Pikachu a bob
You don't
cut.
even have a
Dude, this is wacky. What the fuck?
It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Dude, I want my Porygon to have a fringe. Let
It's
it happen.
only Eevee and Pikachu.
You
They're the
sons
best.
of bitches, Pokemon developers.
Also, Jesse and James are back.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well,
Old school.
It-
All the new
it is-
school kids won't know who they are.
no, they're still around in all the animes.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Oh,
they never left.
that's good. They are the
That Bob
OGs.
cut there.
The OGs.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Okay, that's all I had. That was my one story.
All right.
Very good.
That's very good, Brendan.
I thought you would enjoy that one.
Or
That's a good ass one.
Yeah, that is good. I totally forgot about that. All right, Brayden, what's your closing statement?
I'm gonna call my Pikachu Lee.
Why?
For Rock Lee, because it looks like his bob cut.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Jordy?
Yeah, shout out to Castle, the most useless operator in Siege. God bless you.
Shout out to Moonlighters, the rock and soul band from Cape Cod and South Shore.
You I saw you highlight that and copy it.
Just type in the Moonlighters on Google. It's bloody brilliant.
I also saw you copy Wizard of Legend as well.
I did.
Oh, were you trying to figure out what it was?
I was.
100% he was.
Oh, good lord.
It's a good time.
He still highlighted it. It's still there.
Oh, it's still there?
To this day.
To this day.
Alright.
Oh boy. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's it for this month's episode of the Game Lounge podcast. Be sure to tune in next month for more gaming news. And as always, I'll see you later.
See you later.
No, you